I don't really like fighting games. Let me set the scene. It was 6th grade and I just got Mortal Kombat X. I invited a few people over. It was my crush, her friend, and John. I wanted to show off how good I was because for that past week I was playing through the campaign, I knew I was good. The first match was me against John. I knew no matter who I fought, I was going to win. Like, I had the practice they did. I looked at the combos I already knew. I took a deep breath. And then he played Jax and did the gotcha grab over and over again. And then he beat me, and I think I hit him like once. And I gave up on fighting games after that. I realized it just wasn't for me. In my last video where I tried League, it was hard because I feel like most people with me, you've never played a MOBA before. So going in there blind is really weird. But I can bet good money that you played a fighting game. For proof, go to anyone with a console. I'm thinking like 7th generation or lower. They 100% have a driving game or a fighting game on there. Because I mean, like, if you have people over, that's what you're going to play. But that's the thing. If you don't look like these two people, it is just that. It's just a social game for you to play when you have people over. You only really touch Smash Bros. When you're having people over for a pregame. I mean, some of the hardest times I've ever laughed was playing a fighting game.
Kurt Cobain secretly faked his own death to go practice kendo, and now he's ready to face Black Alex, the supreme god of the universe.
But there's a weird thing where, like, it's probably one of your first video games that you've ever played, and it's a game that you probably play every few months when, like, you and your roommates or your friends come over into the living room. It's always there, but you never think about, like, how much it's in your life, you know? I mean, I could be fully out of line. Like, I'm not good with intros, and it's always too long, but, you know, why don't we ask some people?
Hi, my name's Aiden. So the first fighting game I ever actually played was, I guess, on my Nintendo 3DS. It was, like, Street Fighter 4. And that was one of the only games I had for, like, my 3DS. It was basically that or, like, Super Mario. So I actually played that quite a lot. I played a lot of Seth, which I knew nothing about Street Fighter. And then I was about, I must have been like 9, maybe 10 years old.
Hello, my name is Steph, and my first fighting game was Mortal Kombat X. I was 9 years old when I first started playing the game. My main was Triborg because I'm like
Ew.
dude, I know. Low-key, I didn't know the combos, but I was just spam like Fireball and like.
Did you know about, like, the secret Cyber Sub-Zero thing where if you did, like,
I
down
did,
right
yes.
Y?
That was cool.
That was
like
nuts for me as a kid.
That was awesome. I think I was like 9 years old when I was grinding through that. That was my first fighting game experience. I hold it very fondly because it's my favorite fighting game of all time.
And then I think the last fighting game I bought myself and actually played a majority of was like Mortal Kombat 1 back in like 2023. I remember that came out and I was actually kind of hyped to play it, even though the only other Mortal Kombat I ever played was like X when I was like 13, 14. But I bought that game and I played the entire like story and it was great. I don't really play any fighting games alone. I don't play many fighting games. I'm more first-person shooter and all that. And that's kind of the biggest thing. Whenever I would play Mortal Kombat or any games like that, I would just do campaign or story mode. I would never do online because I never played them, and I would just get my shit rocked by anyone, by just nerds who never put the game down, which is just, you know, an excuse to say that I'm bad at them.
The last fighting game I played was 2XKO, which is the League of Legends computer fighter. Yes, of course. I'm a filthy League player. I only scratched the tip of the iceberg when I did play it, but when I played it, it was really rough. I was constantly getting like dog walked by people online. I was getting dog walked by level 1 CPU. I didn't play for too long. I probably played for like 3 hours, and during those 3 hours, I still couldn't grasp it. It was really difficult, and I liked the online system, and I feel like a fighting game should have an online system because it builds skill. It shows you where you can go in that skill gap, because I played online Mortal Kombat X, and I played online 2XKO, but that's about, I guess Smash Bros as well, if that counts as a fighting game, but I did play a lot of Smash Bros Ultimate online. I didn't play Joker online though. I played Falco online. I was grinding Falco online.
It's some people's first games, and it's probably been in your life more than your dad. But no one, at least in like my group, has ever pursued trying to be like the best at a fighting game. It's been over 10 years since John embarrassed me on a fighting game. I'm never letting it happen again. Wait, yo, okay, stop. The real first step is choosing the fighting game you're going to play. I had a lot of different options for how I'm going to choose which game I should play. There was this photo I found of the hardest to the easiest games. You could also just pick the one that you are the most interested in. Like, if you like Dragon Ball Z, go for Fighter Z. But I've been playing the same game for 6 months for this channel, so I low-key want a variety. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a wine flight, but for a fighting game. So I'm going to try a little bit of multiple games, and whichever one is the best, I'm just going to buy that bottle or play that game. So I put about 4 days each into different fighting games to see which one grabs me. Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat 9, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. I actually was not going to use BlazBlue for this video. It was meant for a separate one. It was going to be a sequel to my Xbox 360 video. But after like the 5th day of getting stomped by Goku Black on FighterZ,
What the fuck is that?
I realized that like I kind of need to mix things up. And holy shit, this game fucking rocks. The art direction, especially on that one goo dude, the weird new systems I haven't seen in a fighting game that I wish were in others, and the perfect example of quality over quantity on characters. Like, after playing Street Fighter 4, I was like, there's a few guys that I like. I like the Turkish oil wrestler. I like the taco guy that makes food and he's a luchador and jumps around. But who is this guy? And who is this guy? And why do they all play like Ryu? I don't really care. In BlazBlue, there are only 12 characters. But like, all of them are so different and weird that I wanted to try all of them. Maybe for different reasons. All my intros are like longer than the actual video, so I'm sorry. Let's just get to... Alright, I'm gonna tell another story. When I was younger, I used to play For Honor. Settle down. Settle the fuck down. Alright, you know, it was COVID. All my friends would play For Honor, so I wanted to play with them. But every time that I would try and do anything, I'd just get immediately stomped. I couldn't get a combo in. I was ass.
Oh my fucking god, man! Fuck this game!
So I decided to main Shigoki, who had hyper armor, meaning that I could get like, people could hit me a few times, but I could still get my hit across. And it worked out for me. But once we started getting into like higher elo lobbies, it didn't work. Like, even if I could get a few hits in, it didn't matter. People were gonna parry me and kill me, and like, they had everything down. And the issue was, and I'm not gonna lie, if you played For Honor, you're gonna clown on me. I'd never learned how to parry, which, I mean, like, I didn't need to in early game, and it kind of stuck in my head. Like, I don't know, I got like a monkey brain, where if I'm playing a fighting game, all I think about is fighting. Like, I'm just in hands mode the whole time. This strategy is dumb and bad, and if you don't believe me, look at Street Beefs and look up knockouts, and that's exactly, they do what I do, and it does not work. Blocking in fighting games is weird. Because in most fighting games, the way to block is to hold the back stick, which is super jarring when you're learning how to play the game because you're focused on learning your combos and staying on the guy to attack. But then halfway through the encounter, you have to be like, okay, wait, you need to step back at this exact time to be able to stop the attack. But one thing about BlazBlue, and especially the guy I play, Hakumen, is that there's a shit ton of ways to block. There's a regular back block you can dodge, there's a breaker system, which FighterZ needs urgently.
First match all fighters. You already know how J-Money do it. Bro! Bro, are we for real? Are we for real? Bro!
And the guy that I play, Hakumen, has a built-in parry button, which I love parries, and because of this, it was the main reason that I was able to force myself to learn how to play defensively. And the one reason why I need to learn how to play defensively is because when I played Mortal Kombat against John, all he did was spam the same attack moves, and I would just keep on trying to do my own, and I would end up getting caught and just hit over and over again, when if I could just block all the stuff, I probably would have won. It was so stylish that I preferred to kind of try and read this guy's attacks, where like, okay, he's coming at me, I'm guessing he's going to start with an overhead and then go down, so I can block regular and then block low. I low-key put so much time into this because I know that I have an issue with playing defensively. And I can confidently say after a few days, I'm okay at it. Alright, so now that you got combos down, I mean, learn how your character works. Look at the wiki and how good he is, what his combos are, how good he is on the roster. Fuck. Some people say don't just pick the character that looks cool, pick the guy that's the most beginner friendly. It's going to be easier. I don't agree with that at all. Like, if I'm playing a Dragon Ball game and someone tells me that Nappa is the meta, I'd fight them in real life.
What the fuck?
Like, I'm playing a Dragon Ball game because I like the characters. I'm not going to play that bald fuck.
Fuck you, Nappa.
I'm going to play this bald fuck. Insert the Linkin Park clip. You're going to be playing this character for a while, so put in that extra time of learning the character if he's a little bit harder. I'd rather see you spend an extra day of learning how to land slow combos and play Battle Beast than rock up playing fucking Lucan and being like, he's actually in the meta. No, he doesn't have an interesting kit. He's the only fat Viltrumite.
Talk about Big Luke, if you so big and bad, why you ain't slide for your homeboy when he got disintegrated in front of you with a ray gun? You just answered your own goddamn question.
Another reason not to pick the meta is because that's what everyone's doing. It's kind of like low elo League. You know, like when I started playing League of Legends, a lot of people would do really niche picks. Like, the amount of times I've seen a Mordekaiser support is insane. They'd normally win though, because every single ADC is honestly prepared to fight another ADC. Seeing a huge, like, 7'3", 230 pounds, 10% body fat dude in your lane is gonna fuck you up. So maybe playing the weird niche guy no one's gonna be ready for, you'll probably win. In summation, Hakumen may be the worst character, but he looks the coolest, so I'm gonna play him. This is the first time I've ever stepped into any training mode in a fighting game to like learn someone's kit before. Hakumen, the guy that I play, is really slow. All of his moves only do 1 or 2 hits, and it's not like the other characters where they do one super and you get stuck in a chain of attacks. If I do a move, I better pray it works, because I can't really chase them down, and if I mess up, I kind of have a lot of recovery, so I can easily just get stomped in the ground. His meter is also different than everyone else, where it's kind of like Android 18 from Sparking Zero, where it slowly regens and you have like 8 gates. Almost all of my moves need to use at least one of the gates to work. So I had some knowledge from beforehand when I was learning how to block about some of the moves. I know that his Kishu can clear a good amount of space, but that enemies normally are backing away, so they automatically block it, which leaves me open. His other 2 abilities I really like, but the Renka throws them a little bit too far so they can easily recover, but the Zantetsu always keeps them down, and when they're already on the ground, you can hit them twice. It's really good. So I concocted the perfect plan to combo John. Let's say hypothetically they're mid-range. If they're far enough away or actively moving towards me, hit the Kishu and then follow it either up with a Renka to push them into a corner or a Zantetsu to follow up with the side Y to clear a good third of their health. In close range, treat your side Y like that old Indian guy at the gas station. No matter what, he is going to serve you and save you. This is your god in close range. There's 2 different situations to hit nasty combos close range with this guy. If you have meter, first you side B him, then you follow it with the side Y to knock him down, then do a Zantetsu, and if they're still down, get another side Y in there. Then back off a little bit. They're going to be a little flustered. They're going to go full drunk white girl raging. They're going to try and come at you. Hit them with the side B. You have good range on that. And if you have enough meter, do that mid-range combo again and just get them really pissed off. Fuck it. If you want to embarrass them again, let them run at you and get that parry ready so you can throw them and then hit them with another Zantetsu. This one's a little bit more risky because you have to be perfect with that parry. They're already mad. They're going to have their combo ready for you, so kind of only do it if you got that skill. And let's say you don't have meter. Just do a neutral X, a side Y, and then while they're in the air from the side Y, hit them with the side B. Alright, now you have meter. Fuck them up. Use any of the other combos. While writing this part, John's girl came over to drop some stuff off, and I decided, hey, let me try out all my new moves on a real human person. And yeah, of course I won. I smoked her. But there's something I didn't think about. If this was any other girl, boy, or them, happy pride, it would actually be really good practice. But this is John's situationship. She's a spy. So when she left, I felt a dread. Next time she sees John, she's going to tell him my moves, how I'm training, and how I can be countered by ranged fighters. I can't kill her in real life, that's a crime. But I can't anticipate what she's going to tell him. During our 10 fights, there was one character I had trouble against, and that was New 13. It even says in the dust loop that it's nearly impossible for Hakumen to approach her. She's a top pick, so I need to master the counter. New's range is so nuts it's impossible to get close. With just spamming different directions of the A button, I'll be stuck getting acupuncture therapy, while John's so far away he'll be commended in 2020 for proper social distancing. But that's not my real fear. My real fear is a right B, which is a high damage wall bounce that, if done right, can be infinitely chained together. I need to find a way to block everything while actively rushing in. I gotta study this lady. Her neutral range attacks can be jumped over, so mainly I just need to focus on staying in the air while gaining distance. But for the A button, which is what I'm guessing you'll stick with, is only overpowered if you let it. Like, the back A is really scary because you need to be ready to block backwards. But it stops being effective when you're about 2 to 3 steps away from him. Same thing with the neutral A. It spawns about 1.5 steps away from her, so if I can close the gap, the range is gone. The B neutral is a little harder because I can jump over it, but it spawns right in front of her, so I have to be ready to dodge everything right when I land. My real fear, the right B, can luckily be parried. But I just need to remember to hit A immediately when I see the windup and not to get too flustered or scared. But I know I can't parry everything, so I have another trick up my sleeve. This Xbox 360 was not always mine. It used to be John's. In 7th grade, he traded it to me for a copy of Destiny 2. He argues that the trade wasn't fair, and that I should give him back the Xbox, but I disagree. We had a conversation about a day after I got the Xbox because he didn't have the power brick. I said he can take it back and it'll all be good, or when I buy the power brick, it becomes mine because I've invested in it. He didn't care, so I bought the power brick. Now it's rightfully mine. But one thing he gave me that wasn't broken was his old Xbox 360 controllers. This thing is 11 years old, and with all the wear and tear, it's pretty shitty. When I was playing against his situationship, she mentioned she can barely use the B button because it was sticky from all the years of John chugging soda and playing Halo CE. So here's the plan. I bet the Xbox 360 on this match. I give John the gross controller that he talks so much shit about even though he's the one that made it that way. I use all my strategy to beat him. And then I post it to YouTube, showing his crush, making him feel how I did in 6th grade, truly being the master of fighting games.
Revenge is best served. Blaze.
John's crush is here.
What is this, by the way? This isn't Mortal Kombat.
It's better, it's Blaze Blue. I look, he got too flustered, and I learned all, like, I made my own combos, and I just haven't used any of them. Perfect! A long what? Is my mic working?
One CT, one CT. One CT.
One sees tea, one should probably drink tea. Can you guys hear me?
They're double doors. They're double doors. They're definitely.
Dumbledore
I'm
like Harry
watching long
Potter.
right now, bro. I don't see.
Is my mic working? Can you guys hear me?
I say we stab Green to death.